Building a strong orc army is a fundamental part of this whole game, and basically why loads of us keep playing the game long after we finish the story, hours after even. And today I wanted to run through a few quick tips that I think would help for building a decent army that you can use to take over most of the fortresses, even going into late game. Here I'm level 80, so max level. My orcs aren't even that decent at this point. Like, I've not been farming crazy orcs. I've not even played this game for a hot minute, but I thought I'd jump on and show a few tips about your orc army that might give you a hand, especially if you're new to the game, or maybe you've played for a bit, that can help you take over some of those tougher fortresses. Like this one, for example, has got level 85s, level 85 and around that area, legendary orcs, Warchiefs that we're going to have to take down to take this fortress back. I lost this fortress last time I played. I can't remember how. I think I just died stupidly, and yeah, let's take it back. So what we're going to look for is in our siege upgrades, basically to start with, play to the weaknesses of the fortress essentially. So look at what defenses they've got over here and sort of play against that, if that makes sense. So ignoring the orcs for now, let's just look at the defenses. Metal walls, so don't go for things that are going to attack the walls basically. So yeah, metal walls, so we're not going to go for O-logs because they attack the walls. There's no point us going through the walls. We might as well just go straight through the gates. So sappers could be good here. Or I like to use mounted cavalry because they just climb the walls and the walls don't really matter. And also I'll just open the gate myself. Fire spout, so again, O-logs are going to be no good because we don't want our troops up against the walls because they just burn. So here I've gone defender host. Just because they don't really bother going to the walls, so they'll just, once I get the gate down, they'll be straight in on the points. Savages again. These could be quite tough, so I've gone defenders because defenders sort of counter savages because they just tank all their attacks, which is great. Like other troops would just get yeah, sliced up pretty quickly from those. And what else have we got? They've got poisonous siege beasts, so I've gone Elob's Brood because they do poison as well, and these tend to sort of target your own siege beasts and say you had a war graug, so I don't bother with those if they've got poison, so I just go for the spiders and they'll attack all the sort of the ground troops. And also if there's any enemy orcs that have poison weakness, then that's perfect. They've got Hellfire. This usually doesn't cause too much of an issue because hopefully if I play it right I can get to the drakes before my troops do and sort of release them and make them less of an issue. They usually die quite quickly, to be honest. But yeah, just make sure you prioritize getting rid of the drakes because they can decimate your army. Farsight archers, just to counter that, you could either go just farsight archers yourself like this, just so at least when they're shooting you, you can shoot them back. That's always useful. Or I think maybe mounted archers would be a good idea because they can sort of dodge. I'm actually going to go for mounted archers. Like that. Activate mounted archers. I feel like, yeah, being more mobile is going to help avoid, and then they can also climb up to the high ground themselves. And then finally, what we got over here, poison mines. These can be quite tricky. Best to sort of take them out yourself with your bow if you can, because they can do a lot of damage to your troops. But to counter that, I don't know, I've gone inspiring banners just because rage is always good. Also got a few commanders in here which will help with inspiring troops. You can also get overpower. It depends kind of how you play your assaults. Some people just want to take the fort as quick as they can. Some people play them to find new orcs themselves. So if you're looking for new orc, you don't really need to capture them that quick. And rage as well is going to help you break really strong orcs like these guys. These guys are going to be tough to fight. So any help you can get just from your basic troops is always welcome, and rage will do a lot. But yeah, that's the basic, just for using this as an example, just sort of play to the weaknesses of the fort you're invading. So look what they've got and play against that. Don't fall into the trap, if that makes sense. They've got metal walls, so don't play O-logs that are just going to attack the metal walls, because then you're fighting them where they're strongest. So yeah, fight them where they're weakest, if that makes sense. And then the orcs themselves, to be honest, I don't pay too much attention to who I assign. Obviously, you just go for your strongest ones. I tend to lean towards more tankier orcs. I mean, there's a berserker there for a bit of damage, but I like O-logs, I like tanks, defenders are good, commanders are also really good. Just depends on who you've got. It doesn't matter too much because you can do a lot of damage just yourself. Ideally, I go towards tanks myself, just so I'm not running around reviving everyone the whole time. Because if they're sort of glass cannons, sure, they might do a lot of damage, but then if they get overwhelmed and they need reviving, you can suddenly have like 5 orcs that need reviving, and then you're running about doing that instead of taking the fortress yourself. So yeah, it can get a bit don't overcomplicate it for yourself. Play tanks, let them hold the ground, take the points. You don't need to rush them, to be honest. Like, take the points as they come and play it methodically. Don't go too far in, especially if you're weaker and you're taking a much stronger fort. You can lose a lot of orcs and a lot of time if you sort of try and rush it. So yeah, take it slow, do it 1 point at a time. Let's have a look at what kind of Warchiefs I'm running at the moment. This is my main Warchief, Asran's the Grinder. He's pretty strong. As you can see, he's only got three weaknesses, but executions doesn't matter when you're fighting other orcs. Like, this would matter in sort of orc defenses, I suppose, if you're doing like ranked defenses, because other players can obviously exploit these. Beasts would be one that affects him, but to be fair, he'll probably be alright. That's only like slightly more damage. The rest have got great strength, thick-skinned. Obviously, he's strong and he's doing a lot of damage, and he's got Olog, so that's just going to tank a lot of damage on each point and buy me a lot of time, essentially. And this is really nice as well, just being able to heal. Very helpful. Ologs in general are just good because they take a lot of damage to go down, and it just buys me a lot of time to do what I need to do to take the fort myself. And to be fair, a lot of them do a lot of damage, so I'm sure if you put the right team together, you wouldn't even need to go in the fort yourself, but you can obviously rush things a lot quicker if you're playing more actively. And these are all helpful as well. Berserkers are nice just to get a bit of damage in there. And also, yeah, the defender hosts really make a difference, so I definitely recommend them. Hunters can be good, say again, for playing against the weaknesses. Say they had a Graug or any beasts defending it. So say like the drakes, the hunters can help you take them down, but usually they're not too much of an issue if you prioritize them. Siege beast like type, I don't know if it plays that much of effect. It's kind of personal preference. I go for curse just because it seems pretty good. Kind of sort of stuns them. Can be quite nice. The Graug's nice as well, but you can just take the enemy siege beast like straight away. Just shoot their weak points, and you've basically taken them straight away, and they can just join your fight. Yeah, say a couple berserkers, couple tanks. Commanders are really nice to get your troops amped up. Look what this guy's got. Yeah, see, gang of hunters there, so they're there if I need them to help with the drakes and whatnot. Cursed as well. Couple of vulnerabilities on this guy, but he's heavily damaged by fire, but he's also a fire warder, so I'm not sure how that balances out. Maybe that just sort of cancels out. I'm not sure. Yeah, a good few immunities there. I see. Yeah, the most important thing I think when bringing together an army to take a fort is have some tankiness, so you're not chasing your own tail, trying to revive everyone. Another tip as well is I've got a marksman bodyguard, which is a random one. Not many people do this, but I find it can be quite useful, especially if, like, say I'm up on the high ground. I'll just call this guy in, and now I've got a really strong ranged orc up high that can put a lot of damage down. As you see, Fire Master, great strength, flame weapon, sniper shot. This guy's going to be laying down a lot of damage, and obviously he's going to be a lot weaker than my other orcs that are down on the ground, but because he's my bodyguard, I can get up on the roof or on the walls and call him in there, so he's already in a prime position to lay down some fire. When you're looking at the war chiefs of the fort that you want to take, try and obviously do your research, as with facing any orc in the game. Look for their weaknesses and whatnot, and mid-fight, if you get confused, just zoom in and read what their weaknesses are and play to that. Exact same. Taking a fort is the exact same as fighting a tough orc. Don't play to their strengths, play to their weaknesses. And also, if you think it's going to be a really tough fight, especially with the Overlord, then take the time to place spies, take out his bodyguards, etc., because it will make a big difference in the fight. You don't want to go through all the effort of taking the fortress just to lose in the final battle. This guy's soft-headed, damaged by range attacks, so my bodyguard could be quite useful in this fight. And it'd be worth, if I was putting spies in, maybe put some more ranged orcs in, just because he's so weak to ranged attacks. Another big tip, which kind of seems fairly obvious, but I suppose it shouldn't be overlooked, is play it safe yourself when taking fortresses or defending them, because if you die, that's it. Doesn't matter how strong your army is. If you die, it's game over. So if these guys are a bit too strong for you, sort of put your faith in the troops that you put together and let them do the heavy lifting, because if you make one wrong move and get hit by say he's got no chance or something, and you get put down, then yeah, all that time can be wasted, and you can lose a lot of good orcs just in the RNG. You could just like randomly, they could get captured, or it just says they died during the assault and stuff like that. So play it safe yourself, but also play it strategically, because you can be a big help in a fortress assault, but you can also be a big hindrance. So let your troops do the work and sort of fight. Think before you fight, I should say. I think that would help a lot of people, because you might find, oh, this fortress is too hard for me, especially when you're lower level. But if you sort of take a step back, let your troops do the work, and then sort of come in when everyone's weak, you can take fortresses at a lot higher level than you, and sort of make your way up the chain a lot faster. But yeah, that's just my quick few thoughts on it. If there's a lot of people with a lot more time in this game, so if you've got anything to add, make sure to drop it down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.